So normally I do three big stories in the evening and I talk about what's going on overnight in the battlefield, that sort of thing, in the morning, and just the military stories. I'm putting that aside. Maybe I'll just still do it. I don't know. We need to talk about this. It's another night where the Russians are just coming hard and fast at Ukraine. And Greg and I were talking about it on the phone. We talk fairly regularly behind the scenes. And I said, okay, it's coming. The drones are all up in the air. He's like, yeah, no, it's the missiles are up in the air too, or the planes with the missiles are up on the air too. I said, Greg, let's talk about it now. Let's just do this now so people are informed, they know what's going on. So Greg, thank you for at a drop of a hat, being willing to do this with me. Thank you.
My pleasure. I needed to get this out anyway. But I just received a phone call from my apartment. So I have an apartment in Khmelnytsky, Ukraine. I don't mind telling people, they know. My buddy just called me and says, okay, it's 3 a.m. and explosions just woke me up in Khmelnytsky. And if you're wondering where Khmelnytsky is, I'll give you that. There we go. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's in this region here, so you can see how far over. So we need to tell the whole story and the nuance I gave you on the Russian attack tonight that Ukrainian military is releasing right now. But let me draw the map and you talk about it. So how this really started was, once again, this way, massive.
Yeah. And so for the last couple of days, it's been Ukraine 3 days in a row, just pummeling into Russia and hitting all great military and factories and things along those lines, to the point that I showed you a map of the air traffic has moved, right? And that was for 3 days. Well, last night, Russia came back hard and Ukraine shot down, to their credit, most of what was going on as far as drones go, not missiles. They hit about, half the missiles, a little bit less than, or something like. Yeah. So Russia did some damage, and not just in Kiev. Kiev was the big show, but was it
Zaporizhia was hit very strong. Yeah.
Okay, so that's setting the table for what he's about to tell us now.
Okay, so here's the deal. Last night, massive Shahed attack, but it was not, in the big scheme of things, a big missile attack, but the caliber class missiles, potential Kinjals, which is the hypersonics, daggers, they call them. But tonight we have a difference. About 4 hours ago, the Tupolev 95s took off from the northern air bases up near St. Petersburg, and the alarm started coming that said tonight could be a larger attack. Initially, Ukraine was already expecting up to 300 Shaheeds again, and then the bombers went in the air.
And I was reading reports of this could be the biggest attack of the war. Of course, it's still yet to be seen. And that's why I'm suspending now, because I'm like, let's do this rather than what I normally do. So go ahead.
Well, I can tell you right now, all of Ukraine is under air alarm. We already have, and I'll redraw it now. So we've had the planes come down to launch position from the north, and they come into this phasing area out here, or staging area. So we know hours in advance the Tupolevs are in the air. And I was researching, they've done 50 runs since the last large-scale missile attack, practicing, setting up, staging, faking it. So Ukraine is never prepared. But tonight it was a little bit different, because we have a large Shahed attack coming in. We have 4 ships in the Black Sea and 2 submarines. So we have up to like 40 caliber class missiles that can be sea-based coming out. We also have 10 bombers in the air. And I remind you, they do not put the MiG-31s in the air that can release the Kinjals and daggers until the Tupolevs are already in place. They're the old big slow bombers.
Explain the staging of it as well. Like, let me first preface with this: if you're talking about a ballistic missile goes up and then comes down. You don't even hear it before it explodes.
Unstoppable.
It's so fast. Now Patriots can hit it, but they don't really have much else other than Patriots that can knock that kind of thing down, from my understanding.
Correct. Okay? And I've been next to those hitting. You do not hear them; they just blow up. Now, I will tell you guys, since this is like a breaking 10-minute update on this, Russia's getting better with changing their communications inside these missiles, especially the Iskanders. They're becoming more difficult for the Patriots to take out. It's a fact. I can do a whole breakdown on it, and you can look it up. They're changing the
And
technology.
the difference with those, let's also, they can like zigzag and move around in the air, and it's hard to track them. They have a better record at shooting those down, far better
Yes.
record, but it's hard to track because it gets really confusing seeing the patterns. So,
Well,
okay,
this is not the pattern for tonight, but just so you guys know, they can bring a missile in here. They'll bring it down here. They'll take it out west and then bring it back to Kyiv. This is how these can go. It's not just a straight line and hit. Okay.
Right.
So what we have tonight, though, the difference is in the staging area, they're already releasing missiles. It's in the window right now between 3 a.m. and 3:20 a.m. And we already have a large dispatch of missiles. There will be more. We already have explosions in Kyiv, explosions in Zhytomyr, explosions in Vinnytsia, Khmelnytsky, and Ternopil. Of course, all the typical explosions down here. It's already happening from missiles. We have Shaheeds coming in, and what Russia has done differently tonight, and I'm reading it. I'm reading it right now. Typically, Shaheeds come in anywhere from 30 meters, literally 30 meters, very low, up to about 2 kilometers high. And this has been changing as they've changed these drones with the ability to fly higher and faster and with larger payloads. Tonight, they're flying 3 to 5 kilometers in the air. So these Shaheeds are coming in, and instead of like truck mounted machine guns, the Gepards shooting at the drones, not going to do it.
That'll defeat those guys until they get close enough to actually start their dive bomb. Right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So tonight,
so now you have to be in the air, like the helicopter or airplane pilots are the only ones that can really tag those.
Oh, it's the planes that have to do it. So we're not 30 meters, we're not 2 kilometers. The Shaheeds are coming in very high. So what happens is when they come in very high, that air defense trying to take it out. Of course, now what they've done, they've put the missiles in and they can come straight in, and the air defense honestly is exhausted. So we've got missiles. I can tell you right now, they're coming from this line, this line, this line, and this line.
Black Sea.
Yeah, right now.
Are they double? Do you know if they're double stacking them like we talked about before?
How they double tap?
No, double stack them. Like they have one at 2,000 kilometers and then another at 4,000 or something. You remember we talked about that one?
Yes, that's on the Shaheeds. No, what they're doing tonight. So that's when they do a Shaheed attack. For example, if they want to do a big drone attack on Odessa, they will put the Shaheeds out of Crimea. They come out here into the Black Sea and they accumulate like a swarm of bees. Then they go straight to Odessa. Some come in about 50 meters high to 300. And then the others are flying 2 kilometers in the air above them. They shoot out these boys dive straight down. So no, that's not tonight. Tonight we have a problem with a missile attack. In fact, I can show you Kyiv right now, and this will be other cities as well. This is video I got in just 15 minutes ago. And it is 3:22 a.m. there in Kyiv. You can see they're live, putting their mats down. This is what they live with. You know, one of the things that's interesting, look, beds. One of the things that's interesting is, you see how peaceful that is?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's a shame that they have to live with it like that, but.
Yes. Okay, I can give you the latest. We have ballistic missiles coming in from Crimea now. Ballistics are coming in from Kursk and Voronezh. Wow. These are ballistics that are ground-based. These are not the airplane-based. We have a large missile attack.
So we have ballistic, Kinzhal, and Shaheeds all in the air simultaneously right now.
And I can confirm caliber missiles were launched from the sea. It's coming from
a large quantity of them, from what I understand. Like yesterday was a large drone attack, but there were fewer missiles, weirdly.
Well, think about it. They're trying to deplete that air defense. And,
Yeah.
this is one of the things you and I were talking about. Let's look at the positive. Ukraine is tearing up the military infrastructure of Russia. They're
Yeah.
hitting the targets. Russia is now, over the last 24 hours, especially after some deflections happened and they're having drones go into apartment buildings and a civilian's wounded, or they're falling into a park and a fire starts. Now they're going to get all angry and say, well, you're hitting our civilians. It's what Russia does every day for the last 4 years, 3 years plus. But they did come out and say, we're going to hit you massively. And even last night on that massive attack, which was devastating in Kyiv, it was tough. Fortunately, for the amount
There
of
were
destruction,
very few casualties, though.
it
That was the upside. I mean,
huge upside.
For all that they were trying to do, whether shot down or electronically dislocated or whatever you call it, like there was not a lot of death, which is so relieving, given what the Russians were trying to do.
I'm just looking. The warning's coming out now to be even prepared for a double launch in hours from now. So they're already seeing indications of that. So we'll have to see. Not surprising.
Yeah, we'll see more in the morning. I just wanted to suspend my 3 big stories and do this because this is right now what's happening.
This is right now.
If you're praying like Greg and I are, please keep the people in Ukraine in your prayers tonight.
Please keep them in prayers or your good thoughts. But I want to conclude my thought there. And this is something you and I discussed just a few minutes ago. Russia can hit hard. They can. And I know it's not me. The military commanders and whatever brigade you like. Oh, well, I'm an Azov fan, or I love the 3rd Assault Brigade, Kraken, whatever it may be. I just love Ukrainian Army. Great. They all say it. Please. They may have a lot of parodies made and goofy videos made and donkeys running around, but these missiles and drones are horribly deadly. Horribly deadly. And we knew it was coming. We'll see. But Ukraine has no choice, man. They've got to fight. And it's going to be a tough night. And we'll keep you updated if it goes even crazier. I even was considering going live on this. And you never know. We'll see. But I know right now hits are happening everywhere. More are in the air. And my buddy even called me and says, man, huge explosion right down from our apartment. So it's all throughout Ukraine, and we'll keep you updated on it.
Thanks for doing this at the drop of the hat. I appreciate it.
Oh, hey, man, listen, always.
Yeah. All right.
Be blessed, guys.
Thanks.
We'll keep you posted.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Bye-bye.